Good morning, gardeners of the prairies. I can see you, just barely. So it is middle of June and things have been warm and there's been a bit of moisture. So things like your tomatoes are probably just shooting up like this. I haven't yet braced this one. This is a Sun Gold, which is an indeterminate tomato, and it's going to produce little snacking cherry tomatoes. So it doesn't behave the same way as a determinate tomato, which has a very defined central stalk, grows up, sets its fruit, all the tomatoes sort of ripen at the same time. With something like this indeterminate Sun Gold, you'll get branches that'll go off and have blossoms all over them, and you as the gardener get to make a decision about whether you want to keep it that way or whether you want to prune it. So I have some clean secateurs here, and I am going to prune this Sun Gold. I'm gonna have to sacrifice a few of the stems that have blossoms on them, only because it's going to get so crowded in the greenhouse that there won't be adequate airflow, and I need there to be adequate airflow in order to avoid disease development. You know what? The first one I'm going to prune, this guy right here. There we go. So yes, this one does have some blossoms on it, but I can't grow everything. So I need to be super choosy about it. So basically, when you're pruning a tomato, you want to follow the main stem and find the horizontal leaves. Here's a horizontal, and this one has in the crack between the main stem and the horizontal another little stem that was growing. So you want to pull out all of those stems that grow in the crotch between the vertical stem and the horizontal stem. You want to keep those horizontal stems on your plant because they're the food energy system. They're the ones that are doing the photosynthesizing and creating nutrients for your plant. So you want to keep those, but you don't have to keep all of them. So you're going to follow up from the bottom of the main stem and find out where your fruit is starting to set, and you can cut off the horizontal branches below that fruit, and you definitely want to prune off anything that's touching the soil, because the soil will be a vector for disease, and you want to keep your tomatoes disease free. So just be a bit ruthless and experiment and determine which stems are going to stay and which ones are going to go. My caution, my experience learned, pay good attention when you're doing determinate pruning, like for a Roma or a San Marzano or a beefsteak, because if you cut the main stem instead of the side stems, you've capped off your tomato. It just won't grow anymore. So you don't want to cut off the tip of it. But get in there, prune your tomatoes, make sure you've got good airflow so that you don't get any diseases building up during these times of coolish temperatures and high humidity, and give your plant the opportunity to live its best life, and also pull some weeds while you're here in the greenhouse. I got a nasty little climbing vine made itself at home. Happy gardening.